Hello once again, this is Orion Syndicate 910. If you've ever seen the motion picture Dances with Wolves, which starred Kevin Costner, or the film Thunderheart, which starred Val Kilmer, you might have gotten a movie introduction to the Lakota people. The Lakota people back then had engaged in numerous conflicts with the United States military, which culminated in the Wounded Knee Massacre, which occurred in South Dakota. The people of the Lakota Nation, or the Oglala Lakota, were settled finally on the Pine Ridge Reservation. And if you don't keep up with the news of what life is like on the reservation, you'd never know. I mean, all we hear about are wealthy Indians living off the proceeds of their casinos, and while there is a casino on the Pine Ridge Reservation, it doesn't give the kind of benefit that many people might think it does. A little snapshot of what life is like on the Pine Ridge Reservation today. The population of the reservation is hard to determine. The U.S. Census report put the resident population at 15,521. A study done in 2005 and accepted by the Federal Department of Housing and Urban Development estimates the resident population to be about 28,787, while some people guess that the number is closer to 40,000. Economically, the population suffers from devastating levels of unemployment. 80% of the people there are unemployed. 49% live below the poverty line. 61% of the people on the reservation under the age of 18 live in poverty. The per capita income in Shannon County, which is where the Pine Ridge Reservation is based partly, it actually occupies 4 counties. The per capita income in Shannon County is $6,286, making it the second poorest county in the United States. Now, the casino that I mentioned, if they were to take the revenues from the Prairie Wind Casino and distribute it equally to all enrolled tribal members, each resident would receive 15 cents a month. Not $15, 15 cents. The infant mortality rate on the reservation is 5 times higher than the U.S. national average. Obesity, diabetes, and heart disease occur in epidemic proportions on the reservation. Native Americans' rate of amputations related to diabetes is 3 to 4 times higher than among the general U.S. population. Death rates due to diabetes among Native Americans are 3 times higher than among the general U.S. population. And this is considering the fact that in the early history of the Lakota, diabetes was virtually unknown. Life expectancy on the reservation is the lowest anywhere in the Western Hemisphere outside of Haiti. A recent study found that life expectancy for men on the Pine Ridge Reservation is 48 years, and for women it's 52. Of all the foundation dollars, charitable money infused every year into worthy causes, less than 1% of all philanthropic money goes to Native American causes, concerns, and organizations. And during the recession of 2001, South Dakota ranked among the lowest of percentage of giving, charitable giving as percentage of income at 0.4%. Now, Pine Ridge was recently hit by a blizzard over the Christmas season, and people there found themselves to be short of food and fuel. And all this is occurring in the United States of America. I understand that a lot of people have been mirroring the video encouraging people to donate to Save the Children, but the Lakota people have been some of the most devastated people in the history of the United States, especially after the end of the Indian Wars. While certainly other nations, other tribes have suffered greatly, the Lakota seem to be on one hand idolized in Hollywood motion pictures, such as Dances with Wolves and Thunderheart. And you have all these New Age teachers going on out there claiming to be Lakota medicine men and chiefs or tellers of great spiritual knowledge from the Lakota. But the Lakota people themselves are living in grinding poverty that you would think would only occur in third world nations. So I've taken it upon myself to include in the sidebar links for you to, if you want, donate to help the people on the Lakota reservation at Pine Ridge, where the people there do without indoor plumbing, that don't have full kitchen facilities. People there still use wood-burning stoves. And while people think that Indian casinos are the equivalent of the return of the buffalo for all Indians, the truth is that some benefit and some don't. The Pine Ridge Reservation is about 300 miles away from the nearest city. You're talking about a very remote location. So I'm going to include links in the sidebar for those of you who might be interested in donating a little bit of money to help these people. They are a very proud people, and their way of life was interrupted by the incursion of the United States military and by waves of American settlers taking their land away. And they also have to suffer, on top of all this, the indignity of non-Lakota claiming to be these repositories of Lakota spiritual knowledge, these plastic shamans as they're called. And I'm going to be talking about some of those plastic shamans in future videos. You might be wondering what caused me to do all this, why I am suddenly picking up the cause of Lakota. I mean, I am not Lakota, I am not an American Indian. My father's family in the westward expansion did encounter some of the Native American tribes and did find themselves in conflict with them. But my family bears them no ill will. If my father's ancestors had stayed where they were, they would have either starved to death or died in an epidemic. So they went westward, where they found themselves fighting against a people who were fighting for their land and their culture and their own freedom. So today my family bears them no ill will, and we wish them only the best. And the fact is that they have to live, in many cases including Pine Ridge, but also in other places like Crow Creek. They have to live in conditions that you would only think would occur in sub-Saharan Africa or in some third world dictatorship. They have to live with 80% unemployment. They don't have running water. Where people get their water out of a well, and during the wintertime the well freezes, so they don't have fresh water. They don't have adequate medical facilities. They don't have adequate educational facilities. And some of the charitable links I'm providing in the sidebar, they're asking for books for their schools. And I'm going to put more links that I can find in the future, and all of these will be official links. These are not going to be some off the side, some guy raising money and you don't know where the money's going. These will all come from the official website of the Pine Ridge Reservation government authorities. And especially if you are an American, I do urge you to dedicate at least some of your charitable dollars towards helping these people, because they certainly deserve a lot better than what they've gotten from the U.S. government over the past 150 years. This is Orion Syndicate 910. Thanks for watching.